Hey yo, thanks for tuning in to The Source, your source for celebrity news. Check this out. The other day, LL Cool J was doing an interview, and during the interview, LL was like, yo, mad people out there be sleeping on me, but one day they're all gonna wake up and realize that I'm the most important rapper that ever lived.
You know, I'm gonna say this with humbly, but I really mean this. I think one day people are gonna wake up and realize that LL Cool J is the most important rapper that ever existed. They're gonna say, yo, they're gonna look and they're gonna say, wow, when it comes to the jewelry, this is the guy who introduced all the diamond and the ice and the champagne. They're gonna say when it comes to the love songs, this is the guy who introduces the love songs and all the love shit. They're gonna realize, oh, this is the guy who introduced all the rebellious bad boy vibes before it was done. When it comes to the GOAT terminology, they're gonna say, yo, this is the guy who came up with the GOAT stuff. They're gonna say when it comes to Def Jam, wow, this is the first artist that was on Def Jam. It's gonna say, wow, this is the first solo artist to take it all the way around the world. Like, I mean, I could go on and on and on. They're gonna say, yo, when it comes to the FUBU, yo, this guy introduced the whole idea of putting clothing lines. Even before that, he did Truth. Oh, this is the guy who did the Kango and made the Kango popular before people even did that. When they talk about television, they're gonna say, oh, this is the guy who did the credible stuff on TV and at the same time was still making credible records and wasn't just doing TV and using rap as a launch pad. Like, I could go on and on and on and on and on. Yeah. So it's like, I feel like that's why in a lot of ways, it's hard for me to get into the movie thing. Honestly, sincerely, that's why it's not really that interesting for me, because I'm doing so much and I've done so much for the culture that it's unfathomable. I mean, Run DMC wasn't even on Def Jam, bro.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Biggie made Going Back to Cali because, you know, I made this song first.
Yeah.
Like, every artist that you can name, the biggest artists, the billionaire artists were launched on the label that I launched. Seriously, like, I mean, these names, like the biggest names in hip hop that come from the 90s. And I'm saying this with love. I'm not trying to be funny style. I'm not trying to be arrogant. I really sincerely. Sincerely.
Alright, so after LL gave himself his own flowers, a whole bunch of people came in the comment section, and one person was like, yes, Reverend Run said this a long time ago. He was the first before Ja Rule to do both. He set the tone. Why not give him his flowers? My question is, why are we even mentioning Ja Rule in the same sentence as LL? Anyhow, somebody else was like, he's definitely more influential and y'all give him credit. He's a legend and a founder of hip-hop, literally. Salute to the legend. And then after that, somebody else came through and was like, yes, LL is one of the best rappers to ever touch the mic. He's a beast lyrically, but chose to make music that caters to women. Every rapper can't do that. Listen, I don't think anybody would argue with the fact that LL Cool J is definitely one of the most important rappers to ever live, and his contribution to hip-hop is incomparable. But the question is LL Cool J the most important rapper in hip-hop? Let me know what you think about that in the comments, and while you're down there leaving a comment, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. For real, hit that like button, because you gotta remember, it doesn't matter what I do over here on my end. I mean, I could be over here doing backflips, but the algorithm doesn't pay attention to me. It pays attention to you. Now, one person who would probably claim that they're the greatest baby daddy in the world is Nick Cannon, who recently shared that he's been diagnosed with narcissistic personality disorder. Watch this.
Diagnosed with a narcissistic
You been clinically diagnosed with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
But when I did get diagnosed with it, because I have no problem with it, it's a spectrum. You know what I mean? And I think even it starts off with like confidence, overconfident, arrogance, and then that's when you step into the space of narcissism. And when someone has like extreme narcissistic behavior disorder, it has things like the lack of empathy, rage, all of those things. I don't have those. Like,
I was just going to ask you, how many of those symptoms do you identify? For the rage and the...
Yeah, I have no rage, and I have, I'm very empathetic.
Cannon recently revealed his diagnosis of narcissistic personality disorder, saying, "I need help." On his podcast, Council Culture, he shared how he's working to understand and manage the condition, describing it as a spectrum that begins with confidence and can escalate to problematic traits like arrogance. While serving meals at the Los Angeles Mission for Thanksgiving, Cannon opened up further, saying, to embrace it and say, "Look, I'm healing," is powerful. He highlighted the importance of therapy, sharing that he's been working with multiple therapists for years. Narcissistic personality disorder, according to the Mayo Clinic, includes traits like a need for excessive attention and difficulty managing emotions and relationships. Cannon, however, has reframed the term, saying, I've taken all the power away from narcissism because I understand it. By sharing his journey, Cannon is breaking the stigma around mental health, setting an example not just for his fans, but also his 12 children. His vulnerability reminds us that seeking help isn't a weakness, it's strength. Let's keep the conversation about mental health going.
I don't know. The fact that Nick Cannon thinks that he can rename narcissism because he's taken away all of the power from narcissism because he totally understands narcissism is sort of narcissistic. Oh my goodness. Listen, I think that Nick Cannon might be the only person who's surprised by this diagnosis, because I'm sure that if we asked Mariah Carey, she could have told us this like 20 years ago. Listen, let me know in the comments below. Are you surprised that Nick Cannon has narcissistic personality disorder? Now, speaking of narcissism, somebody else who might be a little narcissistic is Jay-Z, because former Rock Nation artist Mia claims that when she first signed to Jay-Z's record label, one of the first things that he suggested to her was that she might want to go out and get a little plastic surgery.
Even when I met Jay-Z and I signed to Rock Nation, the first thing he told me to do is get plastic surgery. I'm not insecure because I would have got plastic surgery. So their argument of Maya's fucking insecure, that's why she needs to fucking massage her ego, fails. Fails because you turn around and ask them, what women do you know who hasn't had plastic surgery around you? All of them have. I'm the only one who didn't, which already proves the fact. It's not insecurity. Because if I was insecure, I would have done that 100 times over. Even when I met Jay-Z and I signed to Rock Nation, the first thing he told me to do is get plastic surgery. And I didn't. Because it's okay. Guess what? I'm 50. And I'm totally fine with the fact I am, because, yeah, I fucking took off when I was 30. Because it took 10 more fucking years than any other, because I was the first and I was the new and I was like making something interesting happen that wasn't fucking happening before.
Okay, so after Mia disclosed that Jay-Z was like, listen, you might want to do a little something to your looks, a whole bunch of people came in the comments, and one person was like, skeletons coming out for Jay, and then somebody else was like, lots of record labels suggest female artists get plastic surgery, not sure why anyone would be surprised by this, and then after that, somebody else was like, oh my goodness, she still looks the same, no way she's 50. Listen, I understand how the business works, and for years, record labels have been asking women to get plastic surgery. Why? Because there's a double standard. But you would think that a dude who made it big, even though he looks like a freaking Fraggle, would be the last person asking somebody to get plastic surgery. I mean, for real, why is it okay for Jay-Z to be running around looking like a wet sopping mop that just got used on a hospital floor during COVID, but yet all of these female artists are expected to do something to themselves, like get tatas, get a BBL, get a thinner waist, get a different face? I mean, when are we gonna get to the point where we learn to just embrace people based on their talent? I mean, for real, if I sound like a cross between Patti LaBelle, Aretha Franklin, and Shaka Khan, I should not have to look like Beyonce to get a record deal. But let's entertain this for a second. Let's imagine that everything in the world was reversed, and all of a sudden we woke up, and male rappers had to look good in order to get a record deal. Really think about it and tell me, what male rappers would still be out there rapping because they look good enough to have a record deal? Aside from Nelly, who else is rapping? Let me know in the comments below. Alright, so the other day Cardi B posted a video in which she said that she's getting ready to drop the cover for her new album, and it's getting ready to be a banger, so y'all better have your coins ready.
Y'all better have y'all fucking money. I swear to God, because y'all been harassing me, I've been talking a lot of shit, and I'm letting y'all know right now, when I drop this cover, not even when I drop this cover, when I drop this cover, everything is going up that day. Everything is going up that day. Not the album, of course, but y'all gonna see. And I swear to God, y'all better run it the fuck up. So save your coins.
Like, we need a clue, a snippet, like a month date, something, because we waited 5 years for this.
I know. No, it's gonna come, and everything is gonna make sense. Everything is gonna be great. Everything is gonna be amazing. Y'all gonna see. I swear to God. I know I say that all the time, But I swear that on everything. Like, I have no choice but to put it the out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really just have no choice. Like, it's all coming. Everything is coming at the same time. Like, everything is coming at the same time.
No. Let's talk business. Let's talk about your music.
Bitch, I know it's you. I'm talking with your bitch right now. I'm going to your right now. And it better be not you. I'm going to violate you.
Let's talk about your music.
Let's talk about your motherfucking job. You got a motherfucking job? Huh?
Yeah.
So send that money on. Send that motherfucking money.
But anyways, it's such an honor to meet you. Like, it's such an honor to meet you. Like, you're an absolute legend. None of these can compete with you. Let's make that clear.
Oh my goodness, let me tell you something. I don't even consider Cardi B to be a rapper anymore. I consider her to be a social media personality that just so happened to drop a rap album. Listen, let me know in the comments. Is Cardi B a rapper or is she a social media personality? And also, do you really care whether or not she drops the cover of her album if there's no album? I mean, that's equivalent to Jordan coming out and being like, yo, I'm getting ready to drop a sneaker box on Tuesday. Ain't gonna be no sneakers. But it's getting ready to be the best box ever. Alright, so check this out. I need for you guys to give me your opinion on something, and that something is this. 2 police officers in Baton Rouge, Louisiana are currently under investigation after it was discovered that they held down a 14-year-old boy while his own mama whooped his behind with a belt. The incident initially went down in 2019 when the officers arrived at the teen boy's house to question him about a drive-by shooting where he was seemingly the target due to the fact that bullet holes were riddled throughout his house. Now, the teen initially dismissed the officers and refused to answer their questions, so the police asked for the mother's assistance in whipping his little black behind to get him to talk.
Police department has launched an internal investigation into a 2019 incident involving a juvenile. It comes after attorney Ryan Thompson filed a complaint. Officers Adam Rhodes and Jermaine Javius are seen on their body cameras here, offering to hold down a 14-year-old boy so his mother could whip him with a belt. They mocked him while his mother whipped him, and then they asked him over and over if he was going to tell officers what he knew about a drive-by shooting.
If this is called assisting in disciplining of a child, then I would say that if this was my child, I wouldn't want their help. Anyone watching this would not want the Baton Rouge Police Department's help.
BRPD confirmed the 2 officers have not been placed on administrative leave. This investigation continues.
Okay, so let me know what y'all think. Was it okay for the police to hold down this woman's son while she whooped his little tail with a belt for withholding information after her house got shot up during a drive-by shooting in which her 14-year-old son was allegedly the target? Or should the police officers be reprimanded or even dismissed from their jobs? Because this is akin to torture, and holding this kid down while his mom beat him is out of bounds. Now, since we're talking about kids and discipline, one child who probably could have used a little bit more discipline at home when he was young is T.I.'s son, King Harris. But it appears that now that King is a little bit older and he's become a father himself, King has taken up a hobby that still allows him to stand on business while also allowing him to redirect some of his energy. Watch this. Now, after people saw King in a boxing gym throwing jabs, a whole lot of people weighed in. And one person was like, good for him, I support it. And then somebody else was like, so happy he's channeling his passions. And then after that, somebody else was like, I like King now. I think he found his motion. Listen, I really think that if King Harris keeps on going strong with those workouts, just like he's going, in a couple of months, King Harris just might be ready to throw on the gloves and jump in the ring with one of those chicks that was fighting before the Tyson-Jake Paul fight. I think so. Look, it's obvious that King Harris is certainly not getting ready to be our new light featherweight champion of the world. But I'm glad to see that he's out here doing something positive instead of being like a menace to society. So, all I'm gonna say is, thank God for small blessings. Now, check this out. The other day, Charleston White jumped online to say that if we intend to keep our society running with decency and order, we need to get back to a place where we start doing citizens arrest again.
Freeze! I'm making a citizens arrest. Put that candy back, little boy. You better put that guy this. Hey, call 911. I got it back here extended. He got Snickers. He got 2 Snickers, some Skittles, and what else you got back there? See, it's some hot Frito. Put them back, boy. I'm making a citizens motherfucking arrest. Put that shit back right now. Come over to the counter. Come on. Get on up there. You two, your partner, you get up there with him, boy. You stealing with him. Yeah. Shouldn't you know anytime one motherfucker get caught and there's 3 of y'all, all 3 of y'all might as well be stealing? Put some in your pocket too.
Listen, Charleston White better be careful because a lot of people don't know this, but citizens arrest laws differ from state to state. So what's okay in one state doesn't work in another state, and you can mess around and be out there trying to arrest somebody else and end up getting arrested yourself. I don't know. What do y'all think? Do you agree with Charleston White when he says that we really need to start doing some more citizens arrests? Now, the other day N.O.R.E put Dame Dash on blast because he said that he's sick and tired of Dame Dash taking little shots at him. And while he was going in on Dame, he was like, listen, I respect dude, but dude needs to be quiet because Dame never paid me for the role that I played and paid in full. And he never even paid me for some of the soundtrack music that I did for him.
Respect with Dame, but Dame been coming at me.
I was on Drink Champs, and N.O.R.E was so adamant about me drinking Ciroc. So I'm like, what was in them drinks?
I don't want to respond with disrespect, but I got to let you know that I'm not going to be disrespected. Mm-hmm. Right. And the fact that you keep taking like these little fake shots, it's corny, bro. But at the end of the day, I will respond because if we're supposed to be black and excellent, I've never got paid for not one of these movies that I've done. I've never got paid for one of these soundtracks that I've done. So where is this real CEO shit that, you know, has been brewing? I respect you. Like, I do not want to start this off by disrespecting the person that I actually respect. But I gotta address you if you addressing me multiple times.
Alright, so after N.O.R.E said that, Dame jumped online to issue his response. Check out what Dame had to say about N.O.R.E.
He's saying you threw cheap shots at him by throwing a Mickey in his drink, supposedly, but he said you said you never paid him to be in his movies, N.O.R.E. It was on live. People asked me the question. You never paid him to be in his movies.
Here's my answer to that.
What? Okay.
I've known N.O.R.E. Number one, paid in full. He was in it for 4 seconds, right? And I made that part up. But the bottom line is, if he felt that way, why he never said it to me? Why does he wait to get on a television show to say that if he felt that way? But again, it's ridiculous. If that's all he got on me, that's nuts. But like, you know, when someone shows up in someone's video, as a friend, you think they charge him?
Nah, they don't do that.
When I made sure that he got his budget because they were robbing him for his marketing budget, did I ask for $1?
I didn't know that, but okay, you teaching me that.
He says it. He says it. That I went and you know, I said just look. I said because they weren't giving him money for marketing, but I knew how many records he sold. So based on the records he sold, I knew how much they were supposed to give him. So I said, just call me when you there. Don't tell him I'm coming. Pause. And he called me. I went up there, barked on Leor, barked on Kev. I said, y'all give him Mariah Carey this much? You got to get that man this much. And walked out. And they gave him this much. But at the end of the day, I hate when people have problems with people and they go and say something on TV. But I highly doubt that was a problem, that he didn't get paid for the 4 seconds and paid in full. And for, the reason why I even put him, which is really funny to me, but the reason why I even put him in State Property Part 2 in the first place is because Jay didn't want me to sign him, right? And you'll never see a picture with him and Jay or anything had to do with Rockefeller. So I was trying to make it where he was embraced in our Rockefeller family by putting him in the movie. And if he wanted some bread, he could have asked. I don't even remember if he got paid or not. But if he wanted some, he could have got some. But I know that when I put his records out, his reggaeton records out, and I put all his things and helped him, you know, I didn't talk to him about money then, and I'm not worried about money now.
Listen, let me know something. Was N.O.R.E. right for calling out Dame Dash after Dame Dash insinuated that when he was on Drink Champs, N.O.R.E. was trying to push that Ciroc a little bit too much, which made Dame Dash wonder if N.O.R.E. was over there taking a page out of his boss Diddy's notebook and putting a little extra something something in the drinks? Or is N.O.R.E. being mad petty because, like Dame Dash just said, you shouldn't have to pay your friends for showing up real quick in your music videos or in your movies, especially when those movies were made like 22 years ago and you did not say anything about not being paid in the past 22 years. Listen, let me know what you think about all of the stories that we covered in the comments, and while you're down there leaving a comment, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel and share this video with your friends. Hey yo, thanks for tuning in to The Source, your source for celebrity news. Peace.